Hi, my name's David, and this is my girlfriend Libnny. We're going to be doing the Literary Lovers book tag. I was tagged by Bookish Babbles, who also tagged a bunch of other booktubers about, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. So we're a little late, but better late than never, right? So,
yeah.
Alright. So, first question. Bella and Edward had an interesting meeting when the lion fell in love with the lamb. Share the story of how you met.
That's a very interesting question. We met each other at work.
Yep.
And we met each other at work. He ended up going to another department, and eventually we were both single. And
so we were friends for probably 3 years, working together. And at some point, I had gotten another job, and we were both single, and we'd go running together, as friends, and then one thing led to another, and eventually I asked you on a date.
Yeah. Working out together worked it out.
Mm-hmm. It worked out, yeah. Okay. Question 2. Rhysand, probably butchering that name, Rhysand taught Feyra how to read. What is something you learned from each other?
I've learned a lot of things from you, actually. Patience is one. Very low in patience, but I think you've taught me that throughout the years we've been together.
Yeah.
Following my dreams, continue doing something. I know there's been times where I felt like quitting on something that I wanted to do, but you continuously keep on telling me that you can do it, you got this, or you're more than capable of. So perseverance.
I'd probably steal that answer and use the same thing and say, definitely when I'm having a bad day or, it's feeling low energy, you definitely push me and kind of show me that you should keep going, because I know even after you work all day and you still come home and do homework and do a bunch of stuff and stay up late, and you basically stay up until you get everything done. And me, before, I was really lazy and not that kind, so it's definitely good seeing you do that, and then it makes me want to also try harder. Okay.
Compliment each other.
Yeah. Number 3. Cassian and Nesta have a love-hate relationship. What is something the other person does that you hate?
Do you want to start that? Or do you want me to start it? Oh.
I think you're supposed to answer the questions.
Okay. Something that you do that I hate. You can be pushy. but not in a bad way. Like pushy, there's times I feel lazy, and you're like, come on, let's work out, let's do it. And I'm like, I'm really, really tired. And you're like, come on, let's do it. And I'm like, really? And you're like, come on, just one way. I know it's for my own good, but I'm just like, sometimes really. But I think that's a good trait. So.
I think we're just gonna give compliments.
I think it is a compliment, but sometimes it can be.
Yeah. Or you can talk about how I take up the entire bed.
That's it leaves me in a corner. I wake up to a little corner on my side. I'm like, really? It's like, oh, I was just trying to be next to you.
Yeah, okay. Something that I hate. I would say that you being late to stuff is bad only because I'm always late to stuff. So when you're also late, we end up being double as late, or we end up being twice as late, and so sometimes it's a bad combination.
We're both running late.
If one of us could be on time, then it would be a lot easier. But it's whatever. It's cool.
Don't let my boss hear this.
Okay, number 4. Hermione and Ron have a different skill set. What skills do you have that the other person does not?
You're a great writer. I'm always asking you, does this sound good? Does this should I on my assignments, I always have them like recheck my work because I'm not a great of a writer. I mean, I read, but my writing isn't as good as his.
No, I think you've actually improved a lot. Like since we first, started even knowing each other to now, I think you've worked really hard on it and it's gotten a lot better, especially when it comes to like professional things that you need to write out and stuff. It sounds on point and
Math.
Though. But we both suck at math. Like,
but at least I can run to you about math. So.
And then I Googled the answer and be like, yeah, babe, I got it. What skills do I have that it's supposed to be what skills do you have that I don't?
Oh, so it's supposed to be skills that I have.
Skills that you have that I don't.
Skills that I have that I don't. Dancing skills?
I was gonna say
Literally.
I could dance to some music. to like a hip hop club or like stuff like that. But
I'm over here trying to get him to dance salsa and he's just
I try.
But
like any salsa, merengue, all the dances that I should know. I try.
He does try.
Okay, what skills? Now I'll answer. What skills do I have that the other person does not? I don't know if it's a skill, really, but I feel like when we like go for runs or cardio, something like that, like I can run nonstop for like a ridiculously long time, and you don't as much.
I think I'm better at swimming.
You are. You are a lot better. I'd say I don't know, again, it doesn't really sound like a skill. I'm a faster runner, but you're a faster swimmer. Aha! I train jiu-jitsu, and you train judo. So, those are different things. I train jiu-jitsu, those are skills that you don't have.
True.
As far as like arm bars and rear naked chokes and kimuras and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's something. Alright, number 5. Alien said to Rowen, I claim you to whatever end. Name something that used to bother you about the other person and doesn't anymore.
That's a tough one. I can't think of anything.
You can be real, it's cool.
No, I'm not that serious. Like, I mean, something, I don't know. I really can't come up with something.
Yeah, I'll say one.
What?
Alright, something that used to bother me that no longer does. It's just a phrase. Instead of saying, put this on top of something, you always say, I put it in top. And at first, it used to annoy me a little bit. And I'm like, no, it's on top. And you're like, yeah, I put it in top.
That's Spanish coming out of me.
I know. But it's gotten to the point where she said it so much that that's what I say now. Now when I go, you just put it in top. And I've just learned to accept it, and that's just my new normal.
Well, I've gotten better. It's just Spanish coming out of me. I guess whenever you're trying to translate things like both English and Spanish kind of are like the second language kind of comes into play, but yeah.
Are you sure there's nothing?
I don't know. I really can't think of anything.
She's being too nice right now. That's not.
Probably. No, I just can't think of anything. No.
Okay, well, number 6. Clary and Jace's relationship was originally taboo. What are some challenges you faced as a couple?
Challenges? I think we're still kind of working on our communication. Because I think every couple goes through that, I guess. Various phases, like, we're okay, and then it always comes down to communication, but I think we've gotten better. But we're still learning, I think. I mean, every couple, I feel like they're learning, regardless of how many years they've been together.
Yeah, I agree. I think any relationship, you both kind of teach each other. You both kind of teach each other as you go along, and it's about communication and expectations and things like that. You know? And I agree. I would say probably another thing, if we want to talk about like taboo and stuff, is the fact that we did work together, and then now even still work in the same building, even though we'd have different jobs, different departments, things like that. I think that it is a little bit of a challenge, you know, because if one person's having a bad day in one part of the building, then I don't know, maybe that affects the other person. Or maybe if there's one person that one of us doesn't like, and then it's like the other person's like, well, I don't like that person either now.
Yeah.
Or just, I don't know. There are certain challenges working with each other, for sure. But for the most part, I think we do a pretty good job of it.
Yeah,
We handle it. We're always professional, you know. Mia and Trick. What is something you love about each other but never talk about?
Something? I love the fact that you're a great father. You're a great father. I think that's what attracted me. I think that's what attracted me to him. Just the fact that he was a really good father, a very involved father, I think. It makes me fall in love every day. And I think I don't say it enough, and I'm not to get emotional.
Oh no.
But I love it about him, and I don't think I say it enough.
Next question. Okay, let's see. Okay, so what is something you love about each other but never talk about? I feel like I say all the things I like. It would be how hardworking you are. As far as you work, you go to school, you deal with us as a family, you know, you're great with the kids, and so for you to work all day and then some nights go to classes and, you know, come home and still, on the nights you don't have classes, you know, make an awesome dinner and just take care of the house and kids and everything on top. Just, there's so many things that stack up, and you always seem to get shit done and just...
When I can, yeah.
Yeah. You usually, stay on top of things, whereas me, I'm like I wish I could be that motivated, and I work and do other stuff, but yeah, I think you're just a lot better at getting things done. Let's see, number 8. Claire and Jamie Fraser. Their love defies time. What are some of your favorite past memories?
Well, I have many memories actually. The wine tastings, the wine trains, the working out, hiking, working out together they're definitely
yeah, it's definitely
memories.
something
Yeah.
kind of built around.
Yeah, working out. I think that's our core, that's our foundation, how everything started pretty much, and I think that's one of the best memories.
I think for me, what sticks out is the vacation we took to Carmel with the kids.
That too, yeah.
You know, we went there to stay for a few days to go to Monterey Bay, and we wanted to go take the kids to the aquarium, and honestly the aquarium was kind of boring.
Yeah.
But we had a great time in Carmel, which is right next to Monterey Bay. It's a beautiful little town right next to the beach.
Yeah.
And had a little hot tub in the cottage, and it was a really nice, just a great few days out there.
Yeah, and the kids definitely had fun.
Yeah.
We had fun, and I think it was a really nice getaway from the big city. Just in a smaller city, I was like, oh, I wish I could live here, but
I know, right?
it was really nice. Yeah.
Number 9. Nesta and Cassian. Who wears the pants in the relationship?
I think we both wear pants.
We both definitely wear pants, so...
I really wear skirts, I don't wear dresses, so nah. I think we both... No, you definitely have more of the decision making. I think you have more of the pants, but I think we both kind of... I don't know how...
I think there's a good ebb and flow. There's a good give and take.
Yeah.
Maybe I make decisions, but they're based off what you want. So I can pretend I wear the pants, but it really depends on you.
Happy girlfriend, happy home.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, but I feel like we both do.
Okay, number 10. Dorian and Selena. Have you or will you ever read a book together? If so, which one?
I would love to read which I can't really think of it right now. I'm probably gonna think of it right now. I've been talking about it the whole time because of that one song It's called by Motionless White in White. Sorry, the Wasp. The Woman with the Dragon Tattoo.
Oh yeah.
I've been meaning to like read those books because of that song.
Mm-hmm.
I read a little into the song, why it was made, and I read that it was because of the woman with the dragon tattoo. So
yeah, I've been interested in that too. Yeah. That's a series I've kind of been meaning to get around to and just haven't yet. And yeah, we could definitely read that together.
Yeah.
I was gonna also say you can catch up with the Demon Cycle series.
Yeah, I still haven't.
Because you gotta get to the 4th book. Mm-hmm. And I just finished the series, but yeah. So we have already read some books together, like The Warded Man or The Desert Spear.
And by the way, he was the one who got me started into fantasy. I was never really into fantasy.
She would be reading like those crime or thrillers
just
you get from like the airport, the little romance ones and stuff like.
I would just read anything, like when me and him first met. Like,
and I was like, here, try fantasy.
Yeah.
Then I gave her that. I gave her The Warded Man and The Prince of Thorns.
I got hooked.
She didn't really like The Prince of Thorns too much, but the Warded Man really hooked her. And I was like, okay.
I got hooked on so I mean, I read pretty much anything. I like true story books. I like love stories. I like crime. Just I randomly select my books, but I was never really into fantasy. Just like a lot of people were like, oh, have you read the Lord of the Rings? I never got into any of those books, but I know he does, and it's one of his favorites. But I was never really into fantasy until he introduced me to it, and those books were definitely really good. Another thing was Game of Thrones. I mean, I haven't read the books, but
I made her watch the show.
Yeah, he definitely did. But now I'm interested in wanting to read the books eventually. So, yeah.
Converted another fantasy fan. Okay, now the pop quiz questions.
Oh boy.
What is one of my favorite books?
Lord of the Rings, I would think.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings, yeah.
Yep, counts. Okay. Number 2. Who is one of my favorite book characters?
Shoot. It's depending on what book, I think. I mean, Demon Cycle, I would think it will be Arlen, or...
Yeah.
I mean...
Arlen or Roger.
Yeah.
Either one of those. Okay. Number 3. What is a book that got me into reading?
Do I know this one? Oh. I think I paid enough attention, but I just can't remember it. Any clues that you might want to give me?
You have to think about like books I read as a kid.
It can't be. Oh, Goosebumps.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely hooked me into reading chapter books and things like that when I was a little kid. Yeah. Yep. Okay, how many books have I read this month? I know for sure. I know you don't know the answer to this.
I mean, I've seen you read like a book here and there, but I'm not. I mean, because we're not really. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah,
really
this is what the 10th. We're 10 days into November as of recording this, and I've read one short story.
Yeah.
It was the first in the Witcher series, because I wanted to start getting prepared for the Netflix show.
Yeah.
So I read one short story so far this month, but.
Yeah, I mean,
that's it.
So far one book.
What is one book that I am excited to read?
I mean, probably a couple of books, but I mean, I don't think you even got to.
Yeah. I'm excited to read the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. I'm excited to read The Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. I recently bought both of those. Yeah, those are currently. Yeah, those are the ones you've seen me reading.
No, that one is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you would have just looked at the names, had you known I was going to quiz you about it later, then you would have took notes.
Sorry.
Okay, now you can flip it on me and ask these 5. You can do movies if you want. You don't have to do books.
Okay. What if I choose ask random questions? That may not even be the same.
Change it up on me?
Yeah. Okay, let's see. What is one of my favorite movies?
Okay, one of your favorite movies. I feel like this should be a lot easier than I'm thinking it is. I know you like Criminal Minds, a TV show, or like Forensic Files. Like I know TV shows, you're all into the crime dramas. But movie, what movie? What is one of your favorite movies? Oh, okay. What's the one with Idris Elba? He's a father, and he's trying to take care of his kids, but like they keep getting taken away.
Daddy's Little Girl.
Daddy's Girl, yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
Daddy's Little Girls, yeah.
Because you always put it on all the time. Even when we're not even like watching, just in the background, she'll just put it on.
I mean, I have like other favorite movies, but that's like my biggest one.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why, but yeah. Who is one of my favorite book characters? I don't know, because I've selected random books, so I don't think he even knows what like I've read so far. So maybe skip that one, because I don't know who is one of my favorite book characters.
What if you do like favorite movie characters?
It's kind of vague though.
Yeah, that's true too.
It's vague. Yeah, let's skip that one.
Okay, fine.
What is the book that got me into reading?
I know one that got you into reading fantasy. Word, man. But that got you into reading, period. Like as a kid, that'd be tougher because I don't think you've ever brought that up. In all the years that I've known you, I don't think you've talked about what you read as a kid. You talked about playing soccer a lot as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I played sports and stuff like that, but my family was not really big into like reading books until I started, like, until I got older. I got it like definitely reading The Child Called It, I think when I was 13 or 14 years old, was what got me into reading true story books. It was sad and kind of drew me into reading more, and that's how I got into reading random books. But yeah, I think
I learned something new.
Yeah. How many books have I read this month?
0.
No.
Unless school books count.
There you go. I think they count. I feel like
okay, school books, that's different. You've read a lot of textbooks.
Yeah, textbooks for the past.
Every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like in your spare time, I know with school and everything, you've been pretty busy, so you haven't been able to read too much for fun.
What is one book I'm excited to read?
I'd say the Daylight War? No, the Skull Throne. Because that's the one that you need to catch up on.
Yes. And then there's one more I mentioned during the video.
The Wasp Song one, the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Yes.
And that whole series.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
So that will be it.
Cool. Well, that was us doing the tag, and I don't know too many other booktubers, especially ones in relationships, so it's kind of hard for me to tag other people. But if you're watching this and you haven't been tagged and you want to do it, then I tag you. And then, all right. Until next time. Bye.